ready?
Yeah, I'm
my-
ready.
My
Where's
30
Megan?
seconds, my 30 seconds of power here.
Sure.
So we'll begin the special section of the South Burlington City Council meeting. Tonight's meeting is about reorganization. And so as the city manager, I will be presiding until you elect a chair, and then I'll turn the gavel over to that person. With that, are there any nominations for chair of the South Burlington City Council? Tim.
I'd like to nominate Helen Reilly as chair.
Okay. Helen's been nominated. Is there a second? And
Second.
Megan seconds. Matt, are there any other nominations? Hearing none, the nominations are closed. All those in favor of the nominee say aye.
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 And all opposed, nay. So let the record show the vote is 4-0. With that, Helen, you're in charge again. And I'll just
Okay,
go
thank
back to
you.
my pre-existence.
All righty. And so before I want to say a few things, but I think it would be good to elect the vice chair and the clerk before I carry on with that. So are there nominations for the vice chair? I guess we could do it together. Matt?
I'd like to nominate Megan Emery as vice chair and Tim Barrett as clerk.
Thank you. Is there any other, is there a second to that? I'll
I
second
would
it.
second it, although it might sound self-serving, but you know.
Well, I accept it, okay, or second it. So are there any other nominations? Okay, hearing none, all those in favor of Megan Emery as vice chair and Tim Barrett as clerk, please signify by saying aye. Aye.
Aye.
Okay, so the vote was 4-0. We now have a full slate. So just a couple moments, this isn't a long little speech, but I want to thank everyone for your continued confidence in me. I take the position of chair really very seriously and pledge that I will continue to try and run effective, open, and thoughtful meetings, engaging all who are interested in the business of making South Burlington a great place to live and work and play. I believe one of the hallmarks of my leadership has been to provide a forum that allows for thoughtful and full discussions on all issues. I don't believe I can name a topic that was denied a full discussion during my chairmanship. And even when the meetings get a little long, I thank everyone for their willingness to spend that extra time. Democracy works best, in my opinion, when everyone's voice is heard and respected, and I promise to continue this practice. I would also like to sincerely welcome Matt Cota to the council and thank him for running an energetic and clean campaign. So welcome to the club. As the city and all its residents have struggled with COVID, we have learned to meet virtually. But I think for all of us, it's a less substantive way to communicate. We miss the eye contact, the body language, the ease of fully understanding another's perspective gained from face-to-face interactions. It's been hard. And as a result, differences have been difficult to broker, particularly over IZ matters. It seems a bit of a chasm has developed. Committees that normally met regularly and offered their thoughts and expertise on various development issues weren't meeting due to COVID rules. And as a result, many felt that they weren't part of this discussion and their voices not heard. And we really need to address this. I think we can make progress in bringing residents together through better, consistent, and timely reporting from every standing committee. We started that, and then as things got busy, we kind of left that undone. And I think that in turn can highlight the work of each committee and how it may influence or sometimes be in contradiction of another committee's actions. And that would allow us an exploration and understanding of those differences and how they should be addressed. With the council's support, I'll work toward making this happen again. And finally, I wish to acknowledge how privileged I am as the last chair to work with Kevin and Tom in their final months as city manager and deputy manager. They have been fabulous and have provided excellent advice and leadership. And thank you both very much. I also feel really lucky to have the opportunity to welcome and help transition our newly selected city manager, Jesse Baker. We have much to look forward to and much for which to be thankful. So fellow councilors, let's get to work. The next item of business is setting dates and times for regular meetings being held between March 2021 and February 2022. Currently, we meet on Mondays, the 1st and the 3rd at 6:30. Is that the time and day of the week that people still works for the council? Is that okay in terms of
You need
work?
a motion?
Okay.
That's okay.
Yeah, I guess we should have a motion. Yes.
Okay, so I move that we continue to have city council meetings on the 1st and 3rd Mondays of every month, unless it's a holiday, in which
Oh.
case it could be a Tuesday or some other date to be determined at that time
At 6:30.
at 6:30 p.m.
Right, unless otherwise, yeah, okay. Is there a second to that motion? Okay, Megan seconds. Any discussion? Okay, all in favor signify by saying aye. Aye.
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, great. So we have the time and dates. Then we have quite a few annual appointments. And I think, let's see, I would entertain a motion to specify, that will both specify the length of service, which is for a one-year term, to be made by the majority vote of the city council pursuant to city charter, chapter 13, section 301, sub 2. And we have the list. Would you wish me to read them? I guess I can. We don't have much on tonight. So the first position is city treasurer Tom Hubbard, city attorney Andrew Baldock, zoning administrator Delilah Hall, acting assistant zoning administrator Paul Connor, acting assistant zoning administrator Marla Keene, acting assistant zoning administrator Betsy Brown, first constable Corporal Kevin Grealis. We don't have a second constable. Grand juror Kevin Dorn, city agent.
Excuse me,
Pardon
Helen, you don't see a second corporal, a constable?
There's an updated list, Helen.
Oh, I don't have that. Sorry.
Second Constable Dan Boyer.
Boyer.
Okay, Dan Boyer. All right, sorry. Grand juror Kevin Dorn and city agent and trustee of public funds Kevin Dorn. Why don't we take those appointments and we can do the others of the second motion. So do I have a motion to approve all of them?
So moved.
So moved.
In a second? Matt, you can second it. Any
Second.
discussion? All right. All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 Great. And we have several other appointments. The Code Enforcement Officer, Delilah Hall, Acting Assistant Code Enforcement Officer, Paul Connor, Acting Assistant Code Enforcement Officer, Marla Keene, Acting Assistant Code Enforcement Officer, Betsy Brown, Telecommunications Officer, Delilah Hall, Acting Assistant Telecom Officer, Paul Connor, Acting Assistant Telecom Officer, Marla Keene, Emergency Management Director, Terry Francis, and the Health Officer, Justin Rabideau. So a motion to approve those appointments for 1 year,
So moved.
and a second?
Second.
Okay, all in favor signify by saying aye. Aye.
Aye.
Okay. So moving on to the next item of business, we need to designate the official paper of record. Currently, it is the other paper. Is that, do I have a
So
motion
moved.
to continue? Okay, to continue with the other paper? Okay, and a second?
Second.
In favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Or a thumbs up. Okay. Any opposed? It was a 4-0. Okay, and the next one is designate the official depositories. Currently, that's the TD Bank, and I assume we want to continue with that.
So moved.
In a second?
Second.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Okay. So that passes 4-0. Then we need to appoint a council representative to the Pension Advisory Committee. I would nominate Tim Barrett to continue in that position.
Seconded.
Okay, it's seconded. All in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye.
Aye.
So Tim, thank you.
Megan, we can't hear you if you're speaking.
You can't hear me?
No, Megan, her lips move, but she can't talk. But wait, she wasn't.
Are
Still
you
can't
saying
hear you.
anything, Megan?
Her lips move.
Only
She
your
has
lips
laryngitis, really bad.
All
move.
right.
It's coming up. Okay. We hear you now. All right.
No,
Say
wait.
something,
No.
Megan.
I am. Okay.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
gonna go to bed and I'm gonna come back.
No, we can. Oh,
And I'm going to ding dong. I'm gonna come back.
okay. All right. So
Like,
the council business meeting then, the 7th item, are there any comments or questions from the public not related to the agenda? So if you have something, will you turn your microphone on and your face on? Okay, there's one question in the, double book. Okay. All right. So seeing none, is there any other business? Yes, I can hear you now.
all right, perfect.
It looks like on my screen, you actually moved to another room because you're way down to the right. Is there any other business to come before the council? Seeing none, I would entertain a motion to go into executive session. Tim, you want to do that for us?
Sure,
please?
I would like to move that City Council moves into executive session to discuss ongoing litigation to which the city is a party and receive legal advice regarding the same, bringing into executive session all councilors, Kevin Dorn, Andrew Bolduc, and Tom Hubbard,
And Colin McNeil when he gets in.
and Colin McNeil when he gets in.
Okay. Is there a second?
Second,
Second.
Okay, will we come back? We will not take any action, so will we come back? So once we go into executive session, we're adjourning this public part of the meeting, correct? Okay. So did we vote on that? No. All in favor? Aye.
I
Okay. Well, we are now moving into executive session. Thank you, public members, for watching. Thank you, Jesse, for watching this exciting meeting of reorganization and launching the next era. So we'll say goodbye to people.